the starry sea, with a bat'let held tight with glee. Hunt OPC, his battle cry. Stars and moons light up the sky. OPC hunt, OPC, through the cosmos wild and free. Romulans and foes we fight, community our guiding light. Battling communists with cheer, reduces courage, knows no fear. With every clash and mighty roar, victory's prize forevermore. OPC hunt, OPC, through the cosmos wild and free. Romulans and foes we fight, community our guiding light. Battle anchor shift us soar, reduces heart and core. Galactic winds, they lead our course, unity our driving force. Unity our driving force. OPC hunt, OPC, through the cosmos wild and free. Romulans and foes we fight, community our guiding light.
All right. Let me turn that all way down. Also forgot to turn this off, but it's fine. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday. It is the day we're going to talk about everything. It's been a really cool weekend. If y'all haven't caught it, then, well, you missed it. This past weekend, we had multiple content creators from STFC here on our stream. It was over on the Twitch side of things if you missed it. But we had myself, Icewolf LA. We had Crystal, Owens Creep, and we had Zero G's hanging out with us as well. So that was really cool to have so many content creators in one place. And that was fun. So if you missed that on Twitch, more reason to hang out on the Twitch. If you don't do Twitch, completely understand. But lots to go over. I'm also in this live stream going to discuss the exit, my exit from the NDA program. Not because I want drama. In fact, the exact opposite. I want to try to hit it, let y'all know what's happening, move on. So we're going to discuss that and let y'all know that if you want more information, like more detailed information, myself and Alex, if y'all remember Alex or Ripper, who is he's formerly known as, we'll be doing a podcast together starting on my website as well. So that's something that people might look forward to. So good to see everybody. Welcome in. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. Let's say hey to some people. We got EQ, we got TJ, we got CJ, we got Mihai, Simon. Good to see you, my friend. Shiny Al, Bryant, Duke, Michael, Teddy Man. Bet they love to squeeze and hug you. Deptron, Joe Ree, Steve, Pa. Good to see you. Bryant, Cyclo, Killer, Domo, Edward, Scud, Missile, Rob, Irvin. Always a pleasure. One of our regular Sugar Fat Man, Matt, Linoge, so fancy. It's almost French. It's great. Welcome in everybody. Hellcats as well. Somebody from Server 20. Good to see you. But welcome in. So if y'all missed it, I made an announcement on my website. I'm sorry, on the Discord, which I guess is technically my site. If anything, I've got too many places to get information. So I wanted to get y'all some of that info. I'm going to wait for everybody to come in a little bit. We've also got incursions coming up on the 30th. If you've not prepped for that, you might want to. Sadly, this server right here, the best server in the entire world, server 710. It's just one of my servers. But server 710 has a bye week, sadly, so we will not get to participate. And we are coming off a rough loss. So actually, we would love to participate because it was our first loss. We had started off, I think, 4-0, 3-0. And we took a loss to 7-11 and we want our revenge, but sadly, that's not going to come on the 30th. But for everybody else, be mindful, be aware if you're not already, incursions on the 30th for everybody. That we can go over those numbers of who's matching who in today's video because those numbers are posted so we know exactly what servers are going against what. So for example, server 20 is going against server 29. If you're out there on server 29, you might run into a Rev who, by the way, if you missed it this weekend, has a brand new ship. Yeah, another one. He just won't stop building new ships. Rev's got him a Dare Dex. Yeah, I do. And you might see it in today's video because it's a live stream and we do things. So we'll go through that. And then there are 6 servers merging, obviously not all together, but 6 servers that are merging. That's also happening. So yay, lots of things. EQ says, sucks being a G4 lock in a region that's fully unlocked. What, EQ, you'd have to expand on me a little bit. Is the stream only for me really quiet? My levels are the exact same that they always are, so shouldn't be. If they are, turn the volume on up. I have had people tell me that the live streams sometimes are low volume, but I can tell you that they're the exact same as my videos and everything in my Twitch, so I'm not sure why that would be low volume, but if that's the case, turn me up. No, appreciate you being here though, Bruno. You're amazing. You're good. Let's see how many people we got here so far. Holy heck, 200 people and it's only been 5 minutes. Y'all are insane. Thank y'all for liking the video. Music a tad loud. It's at negative 45 decibels, but I'll turn it down a little bit more. That's fine. That's fine. Look, I get it. Some of y'all are a little older, right? I'm 35. You're probably 36. I get it. Loud noises annoy us. I understand completely. Don't worry. All right, so let's get our claims in. Don't insult the viewers, Rev. That's not how you grow. But love and appreciate y'all. And feeling your pain, 2,500 short. So real quick announcement as well. Everybody is short. So there is an issue that has been reported and escalated already. I was going to do it this morning and then the mod team had already done it. So there is a shortfall of 2,500 BP points. Don't worry, it's been reported and it will get taken care of. Now, how expeditiously will it get taken care of? Obviously, we don't have the answer to that, but it will get taken care of. So if you are sitting there going, well, what the heck? I need to do the thing. Understandable. They're going to give you a comp chest and that's going to finish it out for you. Now, if you are like me and you've missed an event or two, well, you're just going to be up the creek without the paddle on that. But if you haven't missed, you're going to still be able to get your overflow. Anybody who is short on their overflow after doing their stuff today, again, they've acknowledged that there is a shortage and they're going to handle it. Those young people and their loud music. Exactly. We want to hear you, Rev. Well, thank you, Rev. I appreciate that. Welcome in. So let's get the nitty gritty part of this out of the way from the very beginning. All right. So again, this is just to inform y'all and hopefully to steer everybody away from drama. But for those who have not caught it, because I know YouTube is my largest audience, Rev is no longer an official content creator with Star Trek Fleet Command. That does not mean that I will not be making content for Star Trek Fleet Command. In fact, nothing changes for me at all, except that the Battle Pass giveaways I'll be doing will be coming out of my own pocket. So I'll be breaking out my Gengar wallet and buying you Battle Passes. That's it. That is literally all that has changed. Here's the short version of what happened. Scopely asked me to apply to their brand new content creator program that they're creating. They sent me an email saying, hey, apply. I said, okay, sure. Applied, received an email. I got a form letter. It's very HR form letter of no. Short answer, no. It's very, if you've ever had HR send you a letter letting you know something, that's what it was. There was no like personal contact, just a no. Fine, whatever. They did not say when that was going to take place, as in like when you're not going to be in the program, just we're not renewing you for the new program. And then afterwards, a couple days later, I was removed from everything. Nobody contacted me, which again, their prerogative, their program. And I was contacted by one of the other volunteers. Shout out to the volunteers. They're amazing. We appreciate them. And they said, hey, look, we had to remove you because we had orders. Is what it is. So Rev is no longer an official content creator for STFC, but I do want to make sure that y'all know nothing changes. Rev will still be giving away battle passes, making videos 4 times a week, live streaming 6 times a week. Nothing changes. So if you're worried that like, oh, this means Rev's going away, where am I going to get my info? Don't worry about that at all. And the positive that you can bring from this is, well, without the NDA, I was accused of bashing Scopely actually recently. And honestly, I don't feel like I was doing much before, but basically I don't have to watch what I say anymore. So that's nice. That's nice. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to go overboard. This is not going to become a, every stream we're going to grab about Scopely, because I don't think negative content is good content. But that said, some information is here. And like I said, on our website, revduce.com, we'll go into more details if y'all want. For me personally, I'm not upset. I understand why a lot of people who follow the channel are upset. I completely get it. Scopely clearly wants a very particular type of content creator to be in their program, and that's their prerogative. Who am I to say what their program should be, even though I'm the one who sent them the base design of it 3 years ago? The point is, it's theirs. It's Scopely's, and Scopely wants a certain type of content creator, and that's what they're going to accept, and that's just how it's going to be. So that isn't a shade at any other, by the way. One of the things I want to be very clear on in this post and in this video is this is not saying don't follow another content creator. There are a lot of great content creators who cover this game who do amazing work, both with an NDA and without an NDA. Right? As y'all saw on Friday night, where we had 4 of our content creators here on my Twitch stream, right? A lot of us work well together. So whether they have an NDA or not, we have a great community of content creators. I encourage you to check them out. Rev simply will not be one of the official ones, meaning simply, well, if you call Rev a shill now, you look even sillier than you did before. That's it. TJ says you're still considered the #1 content creator of all STFC, right? Well, look, not to toot my own horn, but that's undeniable. On YouTube, in the month of May, we have reached about 70,000 unique people. Nobody else is doing that. I am the largest Discord for a non-tool, because I want to give a shout out to Stewie Doo. They've got a very nice Discord size, but for a regular content creator Discord, I'm the largest at about 30,000 people, right? My Twitch is the largest Twitch in terms of size and, continual viewership over the past 6-12 months. In terms of growth, like, no content creator has grown more than me on Twitch for Star Trek Fleet Command in the past 6 months. And that's not a braggy thing. It's like, but this doesn't change. What I'm trying to say is none of this changes my content, what I'm doing, who I'm talking to, nothing. In fact, I talked to game design and live ops the day after all the drama happened, and they just talked, right? So it is what it is, right? I am no longer part of their official program. There are drawbacks to that, as in, like, I won't be in some of the official meetings when they do their previews. The positive of that is, well, Rev still gets the information anyway because Rev can't behave himself, and I'm sorry, I want to apologize for that. So that's just how I am. And the only reason I have those numbers, to be very clear, is because you, the community, support me, right? I am not special. I just work my butt off and try to provide everything I can to you, whether it's me being a pass-through to better customer support, whether it's giving you information on how to source Janeway, or it's just trying to help you laugh in a month that's been very difficult with stability issues and grind totals that have not only been so high, but as we learned this weekend, grinds that they literally ask you to pay for to participate because the grind is so good. Like, the grind, y'all, is going to change your life, but you need to pay to be a part of it. It's amazing. So, all that said, I just want y'all to know what has happened and then simply move on. Continue to support the content is all I ask you to do. Please do not go to Scopely, and I said this, and I mean this, like, Scopely didn't say to say this, because if they did, I don't have to listen anymore. But I don't go blast Scopely. Don't go demand I be reinstated, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have no desire to join the content creator program. None. No desire. I'm done. Like, if you don't want me, this is the second time I've been kicked out. Clearly, me and Scopely are oil and water. We do not mix well together, okay? Is what it is. So I'm not joining again, right? That's it. Their #1 sized content creator will not be part of their program, and that's fine. We're both fine with it, trust me. So don't go like, oh, demand the don't. This is not a free DTI, free Rev moment. Then the last one, do not go yell at the overlords and cuss them out. At least on my sake. I get it, y'all get frustrated. I just want y'all to know what's happening, move on. So I'm not applying anymore. I'm done with it. I'm cool. The only reason I joined the program the second time is because I wanted to give away free stuff. And I'm thankful that Scopely allowed me to do that. Since then, since all this happened, I've had multiple people reach out, hey Rev, I'm willing to sponsor a battle pass. And if you're willing to do that, where every month I give away battle passes, you're willing to be part of the sponsorship that pays them out, because I'm just gonna send people money. That's how I'm gonna do it. Like, hey, you want a battle pass? Here's your money, go buy it, right? Or I can do Google gift cards, either way. Or Apple, what? We'll figure it out. What? Yeah, I will not be reapplying, TJ. That's it. There's no point in reapplying. If they don't like me, again, this has happened twice, right? Clearly, they don't like how I make content. That's fine. Again, it's their program. No point in reapplying. So, we can move on again. We don't want to make this a whole thing. I just wanted to make sure y'all are informed. Because the last thing I want is a gossipy rumor mill. And as much as I love everybody in this community, we all have experienced that there are a lot of gossiping hens and chickens and roosters out there who just love to jabber, 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 and talk. I don't like that, right? I'm just going to tell you how things are, exactly how things went, and keep it moving. So now y'all are informed. Now you know we can get back to the game and have a good time. Because I already saw somebody ask, what do you mean events that they asked us to pay to participate in? And that would be the Augmented Fire events. So, yeah. The scope we lost. Let's move on. Support Rev. Thank you. Appreciate it. See, we're with you. Thank you, Virtual Army. And I do appreciate y'all reaching out. And to be very clear, because I know several of my followers were just very upset about how everything was handled and stuff. And I get it, right? End of the day, I cannot do anything but say thank you for your appreciation and your support. Y'all are awesome. So no third kick out. So what you're saying, Mihai, is you want me to go for the trifecta, get booted 3 times. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so you can now comment on the need to make a new Franklin for next month. Well, actually, no. The way NDAs work, anything I learned or got in the last or in that time frame, I cannot release it when the NDA stops. Like, you're still bound by that time frame. However, I've already seen the stuff coming for next month, but I didn't see it. The things that I've seen now, I didn't see with the NDA. So if things happen to pop up somewhere that I'm not going to release, but I'm not going to delete them anymore, because that's what used to happen. If somebody leaks something, Scope was like, hey, can you delete this? I'm like, all right, cool. I got NDA. I get it. I'm not deleting nothing no more. Oh, well, sorry. It's here. Not my fault. Be better about protecting your stuff. So William says, I follow you, Outside Views, and the Angry Rhino. I'll stick with you 3. Well, I appreciate it. Outside Views is a really cool CC. I try to watch their videos when I can and comment, but another good YouTuber that's out there making constant content for STFC. So Eddie says, I've tried your recent published punch-up crew with Jane with the augments. Can't seem to do level 40 at level 40 with that crew. Have gone back to the loot crew. So the loot crew can beat the 40, but the Janeway crew can't. That could very well be a tiering issue, and I would need to see the full setup, Eddie. You know, it's possible your Enterprise E crew, if that is your loot crew, is just simply significantly more tiered. That is quite odd to just read, but I'm not saying you're wrong. I would say I would love to look at what you've got. But a big thing is always going to be what tier are we working with, obviously. You know, tier is big. I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these tasks so I can get this grinding, because we are currently in the relegation, and I don't want to be relegated, but started to fall off a little bit. We got to work on it. We got to work on that. But don't worry, if y'all are out there, Rev is happy to help. And I will say, because I see Anthony say try Pipe Road Chen. Remember, low-level hostiles, which a 40 is still a lower level in this game, you can have success running things like Pipe Road Chen still. So research is huge. Favors is huge. If you happen to have an FT, so for example, all of my free-to-play players, obviously I've been telling people to get the Metreon Cascade, you know, all these things, right? You want to get all these things if you can. That's going to help, you know, improve your gameplay. Can't guarantee it's going to make you the best player in the game, but if we can improve your gameplay just a little bit, and I'm going the wrong place because I need to go do Herojans, then we're going to try to make your gameplay better as much as we can, obviously. Let's hop over here and get our away teams back to cooking. Don't forget Disco Event. It is Disco Event, and I do my Disco Event with my board cube. In fact, I probably should be doing that right now. Thank you for the reminder. I've also get my away teams up and going. Do I have anything that's an archaeologist? I do. It's Nurse Chapel. Yeah, we're not doing that. So we will back out of that. We'll do this one. And since we do have the event today, we're going to see if we can upgrade this trait a little bit. We can. Look at that. That actually helps. Believe it or not, that will help for this one. So do traits. Bam. That's 13%. I know it's not exciting, but it's 13% I didn't have before. We'll see how it runs. Do you fit FKR scout farming into your loot? I'm soft camping 29. However, I find grinding them a struggle and never have enough to pull the daily credit. So Jacob, I will tell you this. At that level, no, I do not. What I do is if I get them, awesome. But I do not purposely farm them. I purposely farm them in G4, but in G3, no. Now you can. You're asking, do I do it? Because it is such a time-consuming task, I do not. However, is it a good thing to do? It is. And do remember that scouts do not spawn, there's the word I'm looking for, do not spawn in every Federation system. For the example of Federation scouts. Every Romulan system does not spawn a scout. We have a chart in my Discord that shows where they actually spawn if you're curious. You can also look this up on stfc.space, where that is listed there as well. And here I'll actually pull that up and show you how to look it up for yourself. So if you go to stfc.space, QSnap, whee, you'll go to the Hostiles tab down here, reset all of your filters, and you can do types and find scouts. And you can also separate it by Federation scouts. Then you can see where those Federation scouts are in terms of, like, we're going to click them, we're warp 27, it's in Thama. So we can find out where those are. It's not every system. So something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. So they're not everywhere. So if you're in a 32 grinding system, you might not be in one that has a scout. So you make sure that you're going to the ones that you can find them. And again, you can do this here on stfc.space. If you want to find those scouts, filter by the hostiles, just hit that reset filter and just right there under types, go to scout and then just simply select Federation, Romulan, Klingon, etc. So you can find where they're at. Now, again, we have a chart on my Discord. I've put out a video on it. So multiple ways to find them, but there you go. Always good to have knowledge and information. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to launch this, even though I've got only a 10% chance to crit. 10% is still 10%. We'll take any chances that we can get, and we'll roll with that. Voyager token space is great for messages. It absolutely is. If you have unlocked the Voyager, then yes, we definitely encourage you to use those systems to both farm commerce insignia and messages. Now, I do want to point out, though, as a lower level player, which is the one who asked the question, that is generally not something that you can do at the very beginning of the Voyager loop, because you can't afford to do both the Voyager loop and grinding the hostiles, the Borg cubes, right? You can't afford to summon both the Borg cube and summon the other stuff. That isn't to say that you shouldn't do it. It's just you'll drastically slow down your Voyager loop if you're spending all your summoning juice on the Borg cubes. But it is an option. Something to consider, but generally later on into G4 that becomes much easier, and then you can kind of focus on that. And thankfully the prices aren't too high. Do remember, if you're a lower level player and you're wanting to get these things for reasons such as farming ship BPs, don't forget you have this chest pull on low level accounts, priority standard assignment booster, which is going to give you 10,000 away team credits as a low level player. You higher levels get a much larger amount of that legacy currency. And then what you do with that is you take it into the legacy away team store and you go, hey, I need a Burrell, or hey, I need an Enterprise, and you spin those. That's going to help you out tremendously. Whereas before, you were having to rely completely on the actual away team mission that paid that out, which is one of the rainbow missions. And as you can see, I only have 2 rainbow missions unlocked on this account. So just more reasons of targeted gameplay. Where do you get the refresh tokens? Cannot find them in any chest. So Bruno, refresh tokens come in the augment planetary charts redeem. So if you go into your augment up here and you come over to planetary charts, you have a chance of getting assignment refresh tokens. Now, to be clear, it is a chance. It's not a guarantee. It is not a given. It is a chance. You get a chance. Pete, a chance. But is that chance worth taking? Sure. Why not? Now, for me, I'm doing this one, and as a low-level player, I'm being very picky about what I pull, because obviously this grind is incredibly difficult for a player of my level. They want me to get 150,000, which is crazy, unless I'm managing to get lucky and OPC hunt somebody who's just very OPC. So I'm going after the planetary chart so I can make sure that I'm constantly doing the away teams. But for you, to answer your question, that is how you get it. Let's see, there we go, another little Herodian there for our grind. The Scopa seems to be leaning towards putting more refit skins and projectiles in faction stores. Do you think they may go release some of the classic skins like ship abilities and old school skins? Yes, but I just don't think it's probably a very high priority on their list. But do I think they'll do it? Yes. When? I can't answer that because I honestly don't know. But do I think that's a thing? Yes. Also, BP overflow, like the Latinum. That was yummy. That was yummy. Now, sadly, again, like I told y'all, there is a shortage. Now, I'm going to be short because, well, I'm just behind. But where is our overflow? It's going to be in the Arc Events, I believe. Arc Events tab? Yeah, there we go. Oh, man, we haven't finished the AMS for... Oh, God, I got to really gripe at my guys for not finishing that. All right, but BP overflow, you see, I am a full day's worth. I'm way behind. But if you are 2,500 points behind, do not worry. Everybody knows. And they will rectify that problem. You can hunt goblins with amalgam and maybe get higher because PC is higher. You're right, Eddie, but I don't have an amalgam. So, good suggestion. Just doesn't apply to me yet. Is it better to focus on Q's Cannon or Soren Star Lithium? Definitely Q's Cannon, 100%. Soren Star Lithium is very niche in terms of usability. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just very niche. The Q cannon is something that you're going to use very heavily against Interceptor Strike team and the Carol Arnegard Wharf Lorca team, both of those being much more common than Explorer Strike team, which is about the only thing that Soren's Trilithium is particularly good against. So keep that in mind. And yay, credits. So just keep that in mind as well. Also need to go and check my refinery. If I could do a Latinum pull, I cannot. So we got to go do that so we can work on maxing out this Devore. I was planning on just not bothering with the Devore. Then I heard it was getting added into the IA building, and I was like, well, dang it, I guess I got to go and do that. If you have a ship that can hold the common cargo you need for the Exiles, I have my Burrell, which has got a 77,000. Now, the biggest thing I have is a Botany Bay in terms of cargo size, or my Talios, which is 500,000. I'm sorry, my Vidar, which is 550,000. But it's only a 1.7 mil strength ship, making it pretty small to be OPC hunting with. That said, that doesn't mean I don't give it a shot, right? In fact, for the sake of this video, why don't we go ahead and see if we can see something? Let's go take a look. Take a look. It's in a book. Hunting OPC. Hunting OPC. You mentioned server mergers. Which ones are merging and when? I don't have the list of mergers. If anybody here wants to shout it out, I think 33 and 51 were a combo, I think. I don't have the list handy, but you would have got announced on your server. You would have got a huge news post saying you're getting merged. So if you didn't get one of those, you're not one of the people getting merged. So you would have gotten notified if you're one of the merged. 187, 195, I know Bryant said that earlier. That's the one over there in the APAC region that's getting merged. So I don't have them handy dandy. It's also kind of like a cheat sheet to an extent to look at who's got a buy. So if you've got a bye week on incursion, sometimes that can be, a hint. But in fact, they didn't do that this time around because servers that are merging are playing. But if y'all need the list of who's playing who, we do have that. I can at least show you that. Why is it so many months that they get the points wrong? I don't have an answer to that question. I don't. I mean, yeah, no, I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. Math is hard. That's all I got for you. Math is very difficult. Have you ever tried to use math? Right? I bet when you use math, you use a calculator on your phone. Maybe they don't have access to phones or calculators. Maybe they have a broken abacus that was passed down from Aristotle. I don't know. I know it's annoying. I absolutely know it's annoying. And you as a player are absolutely valid to get frustrated by it. But I don't have an answer. And I wish I did. So, for the lower level Exiles, around 44s, try using Voyager. Normally has a lot bigger cargo. Cool. That doesn't apply to me, Stefan, but I appreciate it. It doesn't apply to me. Herodian Hunter, I need to kill, I think, 20 of those to finish this Alliance task. I've almost got it done. That's a really baby task, but we're working on it. Afternoon Falcon, good to see you. All right, so we'll come in here. Let's see. We got a player here. Are they OPC? By 5,000. Like, is that worth me annoying folks? Probably not. This guy, not OPC, but he is a war target. So that's a maybe. And 600. So again, like such baby numbers. Such baby numbers. I'll see if I can hit this guy. We'll see. But I've also got the joy of going heckin' slow. I've got the joy of going heckin' slow. And that's not what was supposed to happen. Yay. Hey, Void Sentinel. I'm just going to sit there. I mean, I don't think I'm going to win, to be honest with you, but I'll hit you. Actually, I might win. I might. We'll see. We'll see. What if Aristotle is pronounced like Chipotle? Eritate? Cool. I don't know. Maybe. And I won pretty handily. Well, at least you got to see some PvP, if not for some OPC. Let's move on to the next system and see. Has a ticket to the over's been raised with 2,500 short. Yeah, Falcon, you've been late. We've already said that 30 minutes ago. Of course it has. Duh. Of course it has, Falcon. You think I would wait until 1:30 on the East Coast, 12:30 here Central to not tell? Yes, absolutely has. So they are aware, and I'm sure a basic comp will go out to fix everybody's points. Now, if you're like me and you miss an event, you're just SOL, my friend. But I'm assuming you did not miss an event. You're better than me, and I respect it. There's nothing cheap about Scopely. Only thing, or one I might say saves us money, is Rev's info. Well, good to hear that, Dinner. I do want to encourage people to play this game free to play. It's doable. It's doable. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is definitely doable to do this game free to play. So if you want to purchase, the only thing I say, and I say this about every game, Spin because you want to, not because you have to. If you ever feel that you are having to spin because your arm is being twisted, that's how you know you need to stop. Don't do that. If you buy something because you really enjoy it and you think that's going to make your game better, that's one thing. But never spend in STFC because you feel like you have to. That's the lie that a lot of game companies want you to feel bought into, and I'm here to tell you it is a lie. You can free to play or you can spin. There's no wrong answer. Just don't spin because you feel like you have to. That's a bad way to play. They don't take your calls anymore? Yeah, they do, Griller. Like I said earlier, I literally talked to game design and live ops after all this has already happened. So the only people who might not take my calls are the people who run the content creator program. And to be honest, I'm completely okay with that. So it's, even if y'all remember, this is not the first time I've been de-NDA'd. And the last time it happened, for those of you who have been around Star Trek Fleet Command for a while, did Rev's content change? No. Did Rev's ability to drop hints change? No. Did Rev's ability to do anything change? No. So, again, like I said, the only thing that directly affects me is I will not be getting the content creator freebies. Like, I won't get a free ship. I have to buy my own ship. And I won't be able to give away battle passes from Scopely. I'll do it out of my own pocket. It'll be all right. Be all right. Remind everyone, the Wonder Warriors is coming. Relativity and Gorn ship parts are going to be used. It's true. You G4 players, pay attention to that note from Vosh. Voidling says, since they removed you, I'll be spending less money on the game. Completely fair. Hey, look, that's your prerogative. I'm not asking you to do that, but I appreciate you doing something that you feel speaks to hopefully teach them a lesson. And I get that. And I appreciate you supporting me and my family. I really do. So thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And hope you're having a great day. If we donate to Date Night Fund, will Rev replicate? Rev will not replicate. I'm sorry. Rev is done replicating because that's expensive. Rev is not scoped. So we might get a USS Trevor A now that you don't get a free ship anymore. Well, don't forget, next month we do have the Franklin and the Franklin A being added into the independent archives, which for me is kind of annoying because I've not done that. Like, I don't have my Franklin on this account. I just straight up skipped it. I was like, Swarm is stupid. I don't see a point, and I skipped it. And honestly, even with the archives, I don't really see a point either. I'm just going to do it because, well, I don't want to get left out. But it's still dumb. So, first been scolded about certain community managers, but he still talks to me. There you go, Grillin' Gator. There you go. Your volume is sharp. Thank you, Photo Viper. Thank you. Yep. Wish I could do the Voidling, but I already don't. Thank you. Hey, look, I'll tell you this, James. We have a new podcast starting on my website for anybody who's on my website. And look, everybody's going to be like, oh, there goes Rev panhandling, but I am a content creator. That's how we make a living. So we will be having a podcast. Myself and Alex, another content creator who was spurned and scorned by the overlords. We're going to be talking about some things. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth than I did today. If y'all are interested in that, that's one of the perks of being on our site. Not required, but if you want to support Rev as much as you can, and in any way that you can, website's the best way to do it. So check out revdeuce.com. But never required, always appreciated. Incursions Friday, looking forward to playing against you. Oh, noon, you're on server 29. Very nice. I will go against you. We will take a picture together. It'll be fun. That's one of the things I love. OP says, at least the shill comment should stop and proper appreciation for your hard work can rise to the top of the comments instead of that crap. You know what? Here's the thing, OP. I appreciate what you're saying, but there's 360 people here right now. At least one of them still think I'm a shill. It's okay. That's less than 1%. You know, if you can go through your life and less than 1% of people think you're a shill, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. How am I doing today, Singard? I'm doing great because I'm hanging out with y'all, teaching you Star Trek Fleet Command, helping you complete everything, and having a good time. What better life could be lived? What better life could be lived? Thank you for being here. Welcome in. Looking forward to that podcast. Awesome, Virtual. Virtual, you're on the website, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're going to record it Monday night, and if you're already on the website, there's a post up right now where you can say, hey, I want y'all to answer this question or talk about this topic. So if you haven't already, Virtual, go to the website, do that. So go to the website and do that. You don't have enough likes? Well, thank you, James. Y'all are very kind. Icewolf, how's it going? Icewolf actually left this morning, so Icewolf is heading out to her mom's. She was with me in yesterday's Twitch stream and Friday's. Icewolf is awesome. If you're not checking her out, again, we have a lot of great people on Twitch. So you are very pro scoping most of the time. I would strongly disagree with that, Shui Zelda, but Apparently so would Scopely. So hence the no NDA. Will you be stopping the ARC surveys? I'm still debating that, honestly. And we've been deciding how we're going to handle that. So I don't know. I'll just have to say it that way. I don't know. What's up, Toe Man? Welcome in. Welcome in. Will pod be available on Apple Podcasts? No, the pod will only be available on the website. So, hey, AT, good to see you. Welcome in. You've been a huge proponent for my growth understanding. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Trent. And again, if y'all have questions, hit them in now. You know, I'm playing on my low-level account because, well, honestly, I'm one of the only people who does restart the game. And, man, it changes so much, y'all. And if y'all have been playing the game 2 or 3 years, let me tell you, the early game has changed so much since you played. I'm not telling you that y'all all need to restart. I'm just saying, man, that has changed a lot. It has changed a lot. Oh, gosh, stop that, please. Thank you. All right, Mirror Universe I can't do. Let's try to do some respawns and see if I can find anything. Way different now? Yeah. Oh, Borg Probe. I can do that. Yeah, we could do that. Bam. Well, I don't actually know if I want to do Borg Probe because I can only do 8 points per. How many would I need? 400? Quick math. 8 points. 400 divided by 8. Actually, that's easy to do math. I don't even need a calculator for that. That's a lot of hostiles. That's above my limit of what I normally will agree to do. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Y'all know, for those that don't know, actually, let me go ahead and say this. For those that don't know, my normal rule for an event, here's what I deem as an acceptable grind. 20-ish hostiles for a regular grind, 40-ish hostiles for a heroic grind. That's what I consider. So... that's a bit on my lead, top shelf. RV says, I have too much money into my account and not enough interest in doing it all over to start again. Here, I'll say this, RV. Number one, that's sunk cost fallacy. You've already paid for your entertainment value and you can't get it back. So, you know, what you've already spent, don't get bought into an account and just keep spending. That's sunk cost for anything. That's a car, that's an account, whatever. Two, you move a hell of a lot faster and you end up performing a hell of a lot better. I'll tell you this, RV, and I'm not saying you have to do it. Every heavy spender that I've gotten to do it has enjoyed the game more. Every single one of them. That includes Panda, who is one of the top 25 players in the game. That means top 25 spender, right? ECO did it with me. Boopsy's done it. So now if you love your account where you're at, that's another thing. I just want everybody to know. And it's more of kind of like a PSA because I'm definitely not trying to call out RV. RV sucks, right? They're terrible. They don't know anything about the game. Absolutely horrible. But kidding, RV. You're great, man. Appreciate you being here. But I want anybody else hearing that. Like, look, don't spend $1,000 on your account and be like, well, I've got to spend another 1,000. Don't do that. Okay? I want to help you avoid that. It's not fun. Like, just say it out loud. Just say it out loud. Just say it. So, what'd you get dropped from? The official content creator program, Trenton. I am no longer an NDA'd CC. I'm still a CC, obviously. I'm making content right now. I'm just not official. So, yep. You're too close to 70 to stop now. I mean, I've got an account I play on that's right there, and I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't. Ugh. Oh man, when G7 rolls out, it'll be so much easier. It's so much easier. Photo Viper, there's no louder. There's no louder to turn, man. I don't know why your stuff is so quiet, but sorry, bud. Why don't we ever get to see that account? Oh, easy answer. Because I don't want Scopely to know what all accounts I have. Straight up. I'm just giving y'all the truthful answer. You only see 2 of my accounts. You see this one on server 710. You see another one on server 20. I have one in the EU. I have another one in the US that's quite high level. And to access those, I actually VPN into the areas that those accounts were originated from because I don't want Scopely to know I have them. Simple as that. Is that stupid? Cool. You can call it stupid. Completely fine with it. But I don't want Scopely to know which ones I have. Simple as that. That way, if Scopely ever does decide to start nerfing accounts, they'll be like, well, they're not getting all of them. So it's going to be funny when Scopely begs you to come back to CC program. You tell them no. I'll be honest, Alexi. I don't see that happening. But Yeah, the answer is no, and they can hear it now. If you are listening scopely, which there's always somebody there who listens, I say this as respectfully as possible. We had our fun together. The divorce is final. There will be no remarriaging. So, 68 about to hit 69. Congrats, Grillin. Hey, Grillin, have you picked out what 70 ship you're getting yet? Like, are you going for the nostalgia factor of the Enterprise E? Are you going for the PvP factor of the Crenshaw? Or are you going for I'm a dirty Romulan? Technically Reman. Which one are you doing? Which one are you doing? So, 56 right now, free to play. Should I try to make it to 60 before the end of the year? Great question, Katinga. I'd say this. The best way to play, in my personal opinion, is to set personal milestones and to reach personal goals. So, I would say if you're free to play, 56 to 60 in 7 months is very doable. Very doable in today's game. Should you do it? If you set that as a milestone, I think that's a solid milestone. I would also say that I don't know where your account is right now. And this upcoming Wednesday, we're going to return to doing our, hey, it's RMV. We're going to return to doing our going over players' accounts things. We're going to do that together. But until then, just in case, I don't want to crack the base, we'll throw this up. But until then, I'm not really sure where you're at. But I would say 7 months is plenty of time to appropriately grow. And if you haven't already, I would definitely pick up a level 50 epic, because scrapping a level 50 epic is going to help you get your level 60 epic right where you want it to be. I actually did that yesterday, where I built a Dex, and this morning my Tribune finished scrapping. So I'll be able to take up my Dex to, I think, tier 11 here on the stream when I switch over to the account. So that's huge. Again, if you're looking for ways to play the game efficiently and, you know, be as strong as you can, that's a good one. That's a good one. Did you max the Tribune? The Tribune was max, yes. Which, by the way, you can max those ships on the way. Like, you don't have to be level 50, get an epic, and max it before going 53. You just have to max it by the time you're going to scrap it and use those rewards at 60. So, yeah. Time Lord, good to see you. Got questions? Hugh Cannon, free to play at Ops 46. Oh, you saying you got it? Oh, congratulations. That's awesome, Time Lord. So you got it from the free to play pool. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. And hello, not Georgie. George, not George, maybe. Shane, good to see you as well. I still need to catch up a lot of research, so I might just wait a bit. And that's also completely okay. Remember, the only wrong way to play is if you're not having fun. And I've had people spend a year at Ops 49 and 50 because that shit was just fun. Like, they were ready to move. They were just having fun. It's okay. And if you're having fun at 56, have fun. I'd also say this, though, Katingo. Are you beating your... I'll give you two questions. What level Crenum Solo are you currently beating? And what level Augment Hostile are you currently beating? Give me those two pieces of information. Filling up on Grill and the Gator says Crenshaw first, but we'll also build the Enterprise E. The blueprints are so easy to get now with the Victory Chest and the DTI store. That, and in combination with how easy it is to get faction credits in today's game, especially as a higher level player, makes it way easier. So, am I the weakest 41? I can tell you the weakest 41 in the game if you would like, and I can already tell you no, because I know 41s who are on my server who are weaker than that. But the weakest 41 in the game, because you asked, I'm not shaming you, nor will I shame this person. I will not list their name. But the weakest powered account for level 41 is 10,756,617. So less than half of your power, George. 10,756,617. That is the weakest level 41 by power in the game. So I think we can all universally agreed that's a rushed account. Like, this account, which is level 32, is 8 million. So, yeah. Katinga says, I've got a Sompeg, and I hit the 56s. I can hit 52 augments, though. I've not tried the Crenum. All right, well, 52 augments is still a little bit low. All right, remember, the goal is you want to hit your like level in augment, right? So we'd want to get you up to a 56, but it means you just work on that process. You don't expect to hit it day one when you just get to 56. Totally fine. And then Crenum solos, we want to get you doing Crenums, man. There's a lot of good stuff in Crenums if you have the time. So, if you have the time. JG, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. Always a pleasure. Shout out to Server 702. I'm at 54.5 million power as an Ops 42 player. So yeah, you're 5 times their power. See, 5 times. Could never scrap the Tribune, just couldn't. So Hellcats, I'll say this, I hate scrapping them, but what I will do is build another, because as with anything in time, you end up getting a lot of blueprints. And as Grillin was just talking about, with the new faction pulls that you can do in the DTI, yeah, DTI, you're going to get those blueprints anyway, right? So you'll get one back. I'm Ops 44, 50 million. How bad is my account? Well, I'm not saying your account is bad. And to be very clear, Wednesday, we're going to do the account comparison stuff. I'll do this one more, but we're not turning this into a thing, everybody. But for Ops 44, that would put you... So there's 8,600 of them, and you're at 50 million. That puts you right around... You're right around rank 2,900 of 8,600. So you're still in the top 50%. But because I know how quickly this can turn into like, Rev, look at mine. Rev, look at mine. Rev, look at mine. No, we're doing that Wednesday. Okay. We're doing that Wednesday. If y'all want to do account overviews. So power level is not the end all be all. It's not. Power level is a great measurement tool to give you a rough idea of where you're at, but it does not list everything, right? I know players who are in the top 20% who can do things that the top 10% of their level can't do because they simply have more knowledge. So Ops 46, Pylum or Coronar or both? Well, Archangel, I think you already know my answer is going to be both, but you only need one of each faction type ship at every shipyard opportunity, right? So 46, you only need a Pylum, right? Because you can do Pylum, NSCA, and then whatever your 42 is for like your Dominion solos and use your Talios, do the Borg solo. You only need one. But do I like to? I like to. Yes, I do. Keep in mind you're talking to somebody who has now built all 3 epics level 60. Keep in mind you're talking to somebody who built 2 of the epics at level 50. You're talking to somebody who built every 53 uncommon, even though I didn't upgrade them, I just built them, right? I like collecting all the ships. I'm a bad person to ask. Now, we'll also add in that Tular is correct, that if you are a heavy PvP player, having more strong FKR ships at your level can be very, very beneficial. So, be very beneficial. And Fatman brings up another great point, that if you get both, you can breeze through your solo waves, in addition with your NSCA and GS31. So, solid ideas. Victory says, I like the look of the Romulan ships. I want them all. I hate to admit the Romulan ships look good, but the faction that has the most consistently good-looking ships from G3 to G6 and maybe even G7, Romulans. And I hate to admit that. I really do. But they just have such good, clean designs. Whereas my favorites in the Klingons have got some amazing designs and then some, what the heck is that? What did you just put right there? That's weird. We just have some of that. So, when are we supposed to scrap the Revenant? Great question, Dome. Tier 5, Tier 10, and Tier 15. Don't forget, when you take it to those tiers, you need to also level it up. So if you get to Tier 10, you also need to at least level it up to level 46. Not at 45, which would be Tier 9. So. Chatter says Klingon ships all look the same past G5. No, they don't. What? The Crenshaw looks nothing like a Negvar. What are you talking about? Somebody go to Chatterfang's house and take away his drugs. He's clearly partaking too much. Taking too much. At this point, with G5 scrapping around the corner, I'm building G5 epics to tier and scrap. A lot of level 60s currently, and some of y'all might think this absolutely bonkers, but a lot of level 60s right now are actually building multiple epics in anticipation for that. It's not a bad idea, right? In the same way that we knew that the G4 epics eventually became very valuable because of researches and efficiencies to scrap later. We know G5 scrapping's coming, right? You might see Rev with a couple Enterprise Ds. You might. You might. We'll see. Tier 5, level 21. Tier 10, level 46. Tier 15, level 71 for the Revenant arc. Correct. Once you go for a G6 uncommon, are you going for a Negvar? Yes, I'm going for a Negvar and an Akira, though I will probably build a Minerva just because I like collecting them. But the main one that I'll be using will be the Borg Cube. but the main one that I'll be using is still my G5 Epics, but I will build an Akira and a Negvar. My real debate is, do I take them to tier 9? When I'm entering in G6 with the main account that y'all see, I will probably take them to tier 9 because it will not be very expensive. And remember, getting all of the 63 uncommons, for those of you who are looking to go into G6, there's a benefit to getting all of the G6 uncommons, hazard particle research. So that's part of my plan anyway, hazard particle research. For those of you going, what the heck is that? I'll be making a video for those that are not informed yet. Sad thing about G6 uncommon and rares is that they aren't so powerful. Well, yes and no. They are powerful. They just don't have great firing patterns. For example, if my Akira fights a Velox, my Akira can win because all G6 ships have got pretty much the same firing pattern. It's simply when you compare them to the older style ships, like the G5 Epics, that they will underperform because the G5 Epics have better firing patterns. However, when G7 comes out, assuming it maintains the same strategy of G6 in terms of ship firing patterns, then the G6s are going to be good against G7s. So it just is what it is. I will also add that disparity only happens in PvP. If you are a pure PvE player, if you sit there going, Rev, I hate PvP. All I do is mine. I refuse to do arenas. I don't care if my Terran Empire is ever touched. Guess what? Your tier 6 Akira will do everything you want it to do just fine. You're not going to notice why everybody is saying these ships suck. You're not. You're not. The only time you really notice that is in PvP. So, there you are. If you're a PvP player, be aware. Firing patterns are so important, which is why those G6 uncommons have gotten so much vitriol thrown at them. But when the average player, who's not a huge PvPer, rolls on through, you're not going to care. You're probably going to be like, oh, it does my armadas, it's got good warp range, and I can do waves easy peasy, and you'll be happy. So, OP adds another note. For the Revenant, collect all advanced fabricator tokens first, then tier it, next to a research, plus add the ship skin. A lot of steps. Correct. You want to do all those things before you start investing in the upgrades of your Revenant, else it will take you longer to re-upgrade it. So, you need tier 9 for the good old cube. You do need tier 9 of a G6 uncommon to upgrade your cube, unless you're one of the players who decides to simply go to level 66, build the rare, and skip that requirement. But I will likely take at least one of mine to tier 9 because of said cube. Bruno says, what annoys me with the cube is that it does not have great hazard resistance. Well, look, Bruno, the cube is so good at everything else. Do you really need to be good at that? Come on, Bruno. You just want too much. That's what I'm telling you. You want too much, sir. But I understand where you're coming from. And you are right. For the cube being so heavily relied upon, it is not the best PvE ship in G6. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with your paradigm. Grillin says you'll use your G6 rare when you hit 68 to get the 69 systems to do your daily faction kills. Yeah, and to be clear, I don't recommend skipping any faction ships. Now, by that I mean, if you're at level 63, I personally recommend getting an uncommon. I don't necessarily think that you need to take it to tier 15, but you should get one. Same thing with the 66, wouldn't skip them. Even though we all know the real power, the real beef, the real oomph is the level 70 epics, I still wouldn't recommend skipping. I mean, if in this game, it's my opinion that opting up should not be the goal because the game has no end game. The goal should be beating the content at your level. Then once you beat it, level up so you can do more content. So, what's the best ship to use for PvE at level 40? At level 40, it's likely going to be your Enterprise, your Augur. Though there are some unique instances where it can be like your Voyager or your it depends on what you're doing. But your NSCA is also right there in that conversation for level 40, depending on where you're at. So, depending on where you're at. Yeah, a lot of people shouting NSCA. NSCA is a good choice, but NSCA takes a lot of time for people to get. And if you're a fresh 40, you might not have it. So, how you feeling? Feeling great, James. How are you feeling? How's New Jersey? Probably terrible, but how is it? You tell me. Your issue is warp range? If your issue is warp range, then Voyager, NX-01, NSCA need to be your option. if you're running into warp range issues. One thing that does not get updated is like the older ships, they do not give better warp range, even if they bring out new content. So if you were at level 40, every level 40 has always used their level 34 epic, but their level 34 epic has had the same warp range now for 7 years. They don't go and reverse update it. So then you kind of need to rely on some of the newer specialty ships if warp range is the kind of the binding point for you. Do we have to keep one of each type of ship available at every level, or are some ships so good that you can ignore the power triangle? Generally, no. It's not. The triangle matters less and less every day that passes. Why does Rev say that? Well, let me explain. Virtual Army, thank you for signing up to be a member on our website, revdeuce.com, by the way. Just saw that. Greatly appreciate it. Why does Rev say that? Well, what is that? So what is the battle triangle? The battle triangle is how the game calculates mitigation. Okay, so that's taking, here, we'll just pop it to a menu screen. It's taking these piercing values against these mitigation values. But what makes it unique in the triangle is how much those points are worth. So if you are fighting a interceptor from an explorer, your points, your piercing points, are worth more, the accuracy in particular, in the calculation, thus giving you better counter to their dodge. So that's all that the battle triangle does, is it helps determine the mathematical result for mitigation. With the game today constantly adding more and more and more stuff, mitigation loses its value. So in the beginning, you had 3 layers to a battle. You had 3, that was it. You had mitigation, you had shield, and then you had whatever was left hit the hull. Now you have mitigation, ISO mitigation, apex barrier, which is another form of shield essentially, shield health, and then hull health. You have 5 layers now. So mitigation has less value than it did before, even though yes, you do still want to have high mitigation values. So the battle triangle is relevant, but it's less relevant today than it was years ago because of how the math works. That is the very breakdown layman's terms. If y'all would actually like to see the numbers of mitigation, I can show you the actual mathematical formula if you want to get that nerdy and nitty gritty. So, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, if you want to see the rock, paper, scissors picture, just click on a ship like this one and then go to that. And you also can, I don't think there's a player here, if you see any ship, you should be able to just click right there and that shows you the triangle. But if you want the math, I can show you the math. Ben, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I hope you're doing very, very well, Ben. Thank you for the love and support of me and my family. I greatly appreciate it. You're awesome. You're freaking awesome. And I want to say thank you. Remember, donating is never required, but it is tremendously appreciated because I can't do what I do without you wonderful people. So big thank you to those who do. I was there 3,000 years ago when the regular jelly was a top ship. That was a very, very long time ago. That is a true statement. It's not quite that long ago, by my recollection, but it was a long time ago. Ben, thank you again. I leveled up to 42 quickly. Feel like I'm a bit behind on stuff. Only just got an auger. Well, if you just got an auger, Mark, the answer is yes. You are a little bit behind. But here's the king. You can always catch up. There's never a point in this game where you can't catch up. Now, can it be frustrating? Absolutely. And I would encourage you, message me on Facebook, X, Discord, anywhere, and I'm more than happy to answer questions and try to help you out in any way that I can. More than happy. And we have an amazing set of community members who do the same thing. I have a whole group of volunteers of Pseudo, Jules, Meme61's always in there. Let's see who else we got. Blue's in there. Tarpy's in there. We have so many amazing people who are happy to answer questions when I may not be around or if they happen to see it first. So if you need help, we're happy to help you catch up. This game is really easy to get rushed into because the events are always saying, hey, level up. In fact, you got that brand new, every time we switch screens now, little tips and tricks pop up. And one of them says, remember, you get stronger when you ops up. So they're always trying to do it to you. You just got to be able to resist or catch up. Op69 here, shout out David. Basically free to play now, only because they are selling more of the same and I can get what I need while grinding. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. But you know what it means, David, and I know you know, but for those that don't know, it only means when the premium area gets that easy, it only means another premium area is on the way. So that's just how it works around here. you get comparatively weaker when you ops up. You do. And even though it can give you access to cooler things, and I do think there's an argument, and I'll be very clear. I talk a lot about, playing horizontal and stuff, but there's definitely an argument for getting access to content. So let's just use an example. Let's just say you are level 40, but you love the idea of solo waves. I can understand why that player would rush to 46. The problem is they get to 46, it's going to take them time to catch up and then be able to really do those waves effectively. But I understand it. If you see content that makes you go, I want to do that, people will rush up for it. And I can understand people doing that. And that goes back to my main point. In any game, you should be having fun. And if you think you'll have fun, do it. As long as you are informed, there you go. Where do the augment clearance tokens come from? Well, I can show you. But you might need to have a wallet handy. You might need to have a wallet handy. It's, what are they under? Featured. There's the premium Officer Depot tokens. Where's it under? Is it under new? I don't remember where it's under. I don't even remember where it's under. Is it limited time? I don't remember. And now my stuff's not loading because, of course, it's not loading. So I can't even see the pictures. So, new, second button. Oh, right here. Thank you. My pictures aren't loading. There you go. $50 for you to grind more. What a great deal. Great deal. Wow. Yeah, I made that song just for this amazing pack. Just for that amazing pack. Yeah. Sorry if I missed it, but what did you get from the con store on this account or the main? Which account? This account, I got Nurse Chapel and Chin. I got Nurse Chapel and Chin, which I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with. On the main, have not spent them yet. Haven't spent them yet on the main account. To use the ship parts converter? Yes, when I need to. So what I do is I make sure I'm always redeeming my claim, but I only use it if I actually need to use it. So, all right, so I've gotten all my hostiles for the day. I still need to finish doing Q trials and such, but we'll do those a little bit later. Let's go at the recall. We'll get server 20 booted up so that we can take a look at that Dadair Dex that I'm sure everybody's excited to see. Everybody want to see my Dadair Dex? Right? Everybody does? I'm assuming the answer is yes. Right now, you don't see anything. Just black screen while I wait for it to boot up. Come on, boot up. You got this. You can do it, little buddy. There you go. God, game's acting real slow today. Come on. Pick up on the screen. There we go. Don't let Scopely use your saw. Yeah, okay. Sure. Do you use the ship parts converter? Already answered that, and I read it again. All right, so here you go. Here is the Dadair Dex as she sits right now. 2.1 billion power, tier 9. There you have her. There's the big, beefy Dadair Dex. One of the best designs that Star Trek ever came up with, in my opinion. There you go. And I will be upgrading because my Tribune just finished scrapping, so I now have more ship parts, and I've got more epics. The only thing I don't have is Tritanium. So I'll only be able to take it to tier 10. I can look and see how many tokens I have. I don't have many. But man, those Tritanium costs. Ooh, my Lanta. But good news. Look at that. Rev is sitting on a tier 10 Tribune. I'm sorry, tier 10 Dadair Dex. Let's go look at how many tokens I have. How many map tokens or resource tokens do I have? So we got 11 trillion. This is going to give me another 500 or 56 billion. I mean, not much. And then this, just why not pull it? There we go. So I got about to 15 trillion. I don't think that's enough to tier 11 me. Got 3.5. That's about 7, 9, 10. Gosh, that'd be cutting it really heckin' close. Really heckin' close. Oh, man. Cutting it really the heck close. Well, why not? I mean, there's an event going on right now. Do it. When in doubt, do it. You don't know what to do. Do it. All right, here we go. I ran out of uncommon. I ran out of ore. I got crystal. I ran out of ore. Now, I could do the converter, but since I'm so low on Tritanium anyway, we can just stop it there. Tier 10 and a half. We'll call it tier 10 and a half. is where we're currently at. And we have this right here. Do y'all want to play the roulette wheel of Rev hates everything in life? Let's play the game together. Yeah. I'd do this so that you don't have to. Oh, well, it actually worked on the first go. Well, looky there. Holy heck. Oh my gosh, they both worked. I got to do more Q trials. How the heck did that happen? For science and the scienced. I actually did the science. Holy heck. I'm very surprised. I'm actually very surprised. This one also needs the same thing. Let's see if the science works again. No. Science ended very quickly. Science ended very quickly. Science ended very quickly. Yep, science. Yeah. Yay! Oh, I'm pushing the luck, Mihai. Why not? We're doing it. Why not? Oh, yay, we failed again. Oh, I'm so glad the Chaos Tech does not have this, y'all. I am so happy Chaos Tech does not have this. Oh, my Lanta. Thank you very much, Scopely, for this incredible mechanic. There we go. Red matter is the same way, by the way. Let's do it. Thankfully, I have tons of proto matter. So, all right, didn't get that one. Come on, we got one. Give me another one. Give me another one. I just need one more. There we go. There we go. All right, so now we're at 2-5, 2-4, and 2-6. Non-NDA luck? Yeah, exactly. It's hitting me already, man. I'm back to being a regular player. It's so obvious. I'll do my con, though, because I love the con. I will say, look, we've said a lot about Scopely lately, but one positive for me, I love that they give away the con. There's multiple ways to get this free to play. I'm so happy about that. If you missed the PvP meta that gave it free to play last week, don't worry. You can get it free to play once you augment max out rep. Once you max out the augment rep, you can get it there. Love that that's been free to play in multiple ways because there's multiple free to plays I don't have. I don't have this. So. Yep. There we go. Let's see what I'm stuck on. Is that the same one? No, actually, that's March of Progress for ship parts. Okay. March of Progress for ship parts. My overall power now is 609 million for those curious. I'm still not in the top 100 for all level 60s though. But to show you what I was saying, because of the pulls in the faction stores, and this is something that our level 69 player was talking about, you have these nice chests that the Formation Victory chest pays out. You see, I've already got almost 50 of another Enterprise D and 117 of another Rotaran. Now, there are other ways to get these blueprints. Don't forget your Zindi pulls as well, but that's been heckin' handy. Heckin' handy. As much as I dislike to grind this arc, I'm glad I can source an extra dry dock. If you're one of the lucky people where the extra dry dock actually shows up for you, if you've hit patron rep. A lot of folks have been hitting patron rep and they're not seeing the dry dock. So you're having to put in a ticket, which is very annoying. Very annoying. So if you are curious, if you have not purchased Dry Dock G and you hit patron rep, you're supposed to see it. It's not been the case for everybody, though. It's not been the case for everybody. You're one of the lucky few. I'm happy for you. If you are not seeing it, you're one of the lucky few that needs to contact customer support. All right, and get all these capacitors done. You see the Dry Dock having been great. Yeah, thankfully most people are seeing it, to my understanding. There are just some unlucky few who are not. And to those few, I say, put in a ticket and I will escalate it if need be. But it's just one of those things. You're going to have to put in a ticket. Anyone have advice on what power level I should be to jump from 53 to 56? So Steve, as the main guy who talks about sitting in a place, camping, etc., I don't think that there's a specific power level. I can tell you this, I can tell you what top 53s are, and I can tell you that there are milestones I would like you to have reached before you move up. For example, at your level, I want you to be able to already do the level 53 Augment Exile Hostiles. Can you do that? I also want you to be doing at least 53 Crenum Solos. Can you do that? The strongest level 53 in the game currently is 359 million. The rank 100 is at 273 million. Just giving you numbers to compare. Where are you at, Steve? Right? Now, again, as we said earlier, ship power in it by itself does not necessarily mean anything. It's just a measuring tool. It gives us an idea, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean you're there. But how are you doing with the content? Have you been able to beat the G4 Elite Solo Waves? If you haven't beat the G4 Elite Solo Waves, I probably wouldn't push up yet either. Now, the GS31 makes that much easier. Again, not knowing exactly where your account is, but some goals that I would set for you as a player. So, what should be my goals for moving to Ops 68? Well, Josh, similarly, what are you doing with the augments, knowing that you're not going to beat a 70 augment hostile, right? Like, I know you're not. But what are you doing with your G6 Solo Armadas? What are you doing with your G6 Solo Waves? What are you doing with the XL Hostiles? Those are three very easy things to measure, stick yourself on 68. And obviously, assuming you're preparing already for 70 in terms of what ship you're going to go after. And I'd also recommend personally having your, whichever rare you picked, whether it's the Titan or the Velox, having it tiered up enough to where your cube is now as high as it can be for a 68. Again, those are basic goals I would set before I'm moving up in G6. Not knowing exactly where your account's at. And as a reminder, everybody here, doesn't matter if you're level 20 or level 70, are more than welcome to message me privately on Discord, on Facebook, on X for advice on your account. I'm more than happy to sit down and talk to you. I'll answer your questions if you send me questions. And there have been people who said, hey, Rev, I want to pay to, have an hour of your time and we'll do a video call and go through everything. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, that's also available. Or you can just shoot me questions. I'll be like, hey, look, I would do this, this, and this. So, which faction has the best ship? I've been focusing on Fed, but hoping I'm not wrong. I couldn't play a Star Trek game and not get the nostalgic ships. Here's the good news, Trenton. There's no wrong answer. There's not. There's no wrong answer. Honest to goodness, in the early portion of the game where you're at, there are some benefits. For example, the level 34 Epic ship is probably the best ship, right? Because of its shield ability, but the Augur is also really strong. But the truth is, as you get deeper and deeper in the game, specific ship abilities and ship types matter less. And then it's more about getting what you really enjoy. So don't feel like you're making a wrong pick. If you're picking something because of nostalgia, it's honestly a completely okay reason. It really is. The real key is don't do things like pick a Enterprise, but then only make it tier 3, and then you go to level 40 and you have a tier 3 Enterprise, and that's your best ship. That's more what you want to avoid. That's what you want to avoid, right? Not the, oh, well, don't pick up the Enterprise, pick up the Augur. You can get out of the one. You'll be fine, I promise. You're not going to ruin your gameplay. Just, you don't want to rush too much. Why does wanting to be in an alliance to run a solo armada? Well, I mean, you could, Bob, and I did this. You could just make your own alliance, a person of one, and do it that way. But it just comes down to the mechanic itself being a alliance mechanic. And they never changed that for solos. So it's all tied to the ACC building, and the ACC building is tied to alliance. So there's your logic. Not telling you to agree with it, just answering your question. There you go. Also, reminder, if you didn't catch in the video, because I didn't actually get to make the poll in the video, this is why I pushed the NX02 Columbia skin so much. Hit it. 54234. So 12, I think it was like, what, 13 shards plus transporter patterns because all my rares are maxed. So worth getting. So worth getting. So valuable. So valuable. G-Child, more will be seen as you ops up. Oh, wait. Ops 42 dual faction, 100K from leader. When do more ships show up? Want to start buying BPs. Which are you looking for? What are you looking for? Which ships? And which menu? So, for example, in the away teams, you need to be 44 before you see the 46s. And happy to answer, Bob. Again, my goal is to help everybody, and even the solo players out there. I'm here to help you out. It's important to me. It's important to me. I did just do a little bit of this, but I actually need to save that. Why? For those curious, that's another way to get Q trial belts for those who are asking, by the way, that box pull. However, I've got a certain officer that I've been saving up those so I can upgrade him. Where is he? There he is, Picard Hugh. Needs 17,000 upgrade. Let's get that cooking. So we've now taken Picard Hugh to tier 4. Don't worry, it gets, oh, I'm gonna have to, well, we'll wait on that. But Had to save up those. But if you're curious, more ways to get those trial bells, because I know a lot of people ask about that. X-Borg faction, you got your Forbidden Tech Exchange. Great way to get a chance at more Taco Bells. Did I get any? I didn't even get any. So, watch too many of your videos. Making steps before you recommend them. Currently in top 50 at level 60s. Happy to hear that, Zoron. That is awesome, man. That is freaking fantastic. Now, how many G5 epics have you built? That's honestly a question I want to know. Because if you're in the top 50, that means that you're like 650-ish million power-ish, maybe? Right? Somewhere in there? I'm very curious. Where are you at? Can't get officer tier 5 due to badge roadblock. Badges, the easiest way to get them is number 1, battle passes, and number 2, make sure you're doing your disco refines doing that. 3, Retarn Max. You've done all 3. All right. I've done all 3, but I haven't maxed any of them yet. Here's my Roddy. My Roddy is close-ish to maxing. Gas is the bottleneck for both this and the Enterprise. So I got tier 11, and then tier 10 and a half. And that epic gas, man. I got so much epic crystal. It's that epic gas. But honestly, it's also titanium. You do have the refinery, for those that don't remember, where you can do your converting. There's my token. So I can go in here and I can scroll on down to do epic to ore or epic to gas, because I do have crystal. So like I can do this as long as I have the tokens. The real issue though is the tritanium. That's why I'm really stuck on Trit. I need more tritanium, and I do every event I can. Actually, we need to check this tonight, or check this today. I can check and see if I've got enough choice tokens to get some more tritanium. But I actually just did that already like a week ago. So even if I do have some, it's not going to be many. So it's not going to be many. Let's actually go take a look at that though. Never hurts to take a look. It's in a book. It's Tritanium Support Rainbow. And I've already completed those. So any choice tokens I have, I'd already have them in here. Let's go take a look. And I do have some. I actually do have some. So let's get some more tritanium. Let's do that. Have they booted you from the official STFC because of a bad update? They actually did not provide a reason. In fact, Scopely has not talked to me directly about it. And I've not reached out to them, to be very clear. Again, we're not doing any drama. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just being honest. I got a form rejection letter, and then nobody from Scopely has talked to me about it, which is fine. Completely A-okay, right? I was sent an email last week telling me to apply to the new program. I did, as requested. Light, turn back on. Stop it. Stop. Apparently they don't want me talking about it. They're turning my lights off. But I was sent an email, just a quick rehash. Sent an email saying apply to the new program because they're actually putting together a new program. Finally, after 7 years. They asked me to apply. I applied. I got a form rejection letter. Like I got a form of, y'all know how HR emails are. Many of you have worked in corporate. I got everybody gets the same email. I got it. I applied. And then I got the HR rejection response. And then I've not heard from that team since then. So I've not talked to anybody personally. I've not asked about it because I honestly don't care. And it is what it is. Nothing's going to change though, just so you know. I'm going to keep doing everything I'm doing. If you're out there and you're saying, hey, I want to help with the Battle Pass giveaways because now those come out of my pocket, you're more than welcome to. I'm still going to give away Battle Passes. I'm just going to give it directly to people. We're going to keep making things happen. Need to let us scrap G5 ships. Good news, that's happening this year. They've already said that's coming out by the end of the year. So within 7 months. Honestly, within 6 months at this point. Should I get an Enterprise D skin or cloaking? Skin. You know how I feel about the Enterprise D cloaking. You know how I feel about it, Flashman, so you know my answer. You know my answer. G5 scrapping will be here with the G7 roll-up. That would make sense if G7's even coming. It would make sense, though. Grilling with Gator. D can have cloaking. It had it twice. No, it had it once. It had a phase cloak, which is not the same type of cloak that we have here in game. And they immediately talked to the Romulans and begged for forgiveness And then in the future episode, that is not the same ship. So get your lore together, learn your Star Trek better. That's not the same ship. So good luck. You want to see that ship, go over to Mirror Space. Learn your lores. Where's my book? I have my Star Trek lore book handy. It's not the same ship. That's like saying the original Enterprise from TOS is the same Enterprise from Wrath of Khan. No, it's not. It's quite literally different. Quite literally different. David says that's ridiculous. Really makes you want to quit. So many of us rely on you. Advice for your insights. Well, you don't have to quit because I'm not going anywhere. If I was quitting, why would I be making this live stream right now? Why would I be making the live stream right now? I'm not quitting. I'm right here. Now, I can say this, David, because they didn't like it when I said this before. Hey, donate to my kids instead of Scopely. Like, if you really want to punish Scopely, don't worry. I've got links that you can do that with. Up to you. Never required, always appreciated. There you go. There you go. Why would lore matter? They have Galaxy Quest and STFC. Well, obviously Galaxy Quest is part of Star Trek. Duh. Come on, Gator. Again, I've said this before. And for those that don't know my position, let me repeat it. I am a weirdo who cares about Star Trek lore. In this game, lore is stupid and doesn't exist. I care about it because I'm a Star Trek nut. You shouldn't care about it. Let me be very clear. You shouldn't care. You should very much be like Zollerton and not care. I'm an idiot. I am saying it loudly. I am a ginger bearded idiot, but I care. Everybody else should definitely, you should have cloaking. It's handy. It gives you research. It's good. Rev's just an idiot. Okay? That's simple as that. Simple as that. Don't let my stupidity roll over and be your stupidity. Let me be stupid by myself. I don't care about the lore. I enjoy spaceships and space travel. There you go, Matt. And honestly, that's a great way to play this game. There's no wrong way to play this game, but that's completely fine, right? And just to grill in with Gator's point, you know, canon has never mattered in Star Trek Fleet Command. For those of you who have been around long enough to remember when the Borg were first introduced, well, they created this thing called the Mega Cube. And in the lore, in the game, do y'all remember how large the cube was? 100,000 light years cubed. Yeah, it's the size of the Milky Way freaking galaxy. So, if you're a lore nut, STFC might irritate you. Welcome to my life. But if you don't care, that's good. You shouldn't. It's silly to care about a game lore compared to real Star Trek canon. So, Gorilla says I care about Star Trek lore too, but as you stated, Scopely doesn't. Exactly, right? Enjoy the game for the game. Enjoy it for the community. Don't do it because there's 100,000 light year cubed sized Dyson sphere out there apparently. So, and hey, maybe Scopely is right. Maybe the Milky Way galaxy is actually operating inside of a massive cube. Who knows, right? Maybe when we look out into the sky with our telescopes, all we're seeing are projections from the inside of the cube. And all of this is a simulation, and you're living in a Milky Way matrix. Have you thought about that? Maybe you should. Maybe Scopely's actually trying to tell you something. And none of you have just clicked and got it yet. Just saying. Rev getting deep. I'm just being honest. All right. You getting up trit yet? I got up to 15 trillion. So I'm doing some turn-ins right now to get some more gas. And we're actually going to throw it into the Enterprise D. Because if I'm going to max one first, let's max the D. You did take a red pill this morning? Very nice. Make sure to take your medicine. That actually reminds me, I've not taken mine. I need to take my medicine. Oh, and because y'all are on YouTube, y'all might not have seen, but Crystal, one of our other content creators, she's very sweet, amazing. Y'all also probably know her husband, Corey. She's our Twitch content creator. She made me my favorite Pokemon. She stitched this by hand. Is this not one of the coolest things you've ever seen? This is hand knitted, like with the needle stuff. Shout out Crystal. Hands down one of the best presents I've ever gotten. This is a handmade Gengar. Now you might go, Rev, you're 35. Why do you care about Pokemon? My response would be, you're playing Star Trek. Who are you to judge? Shut your face. But look at this. This is so freaking cool. Shout out to Crystal. Hands down one of the best gifts I've ever been given. This is proof that we aren't in a simulation. STFC events and lore. Yes. Proof has been found. Have you gotten the new refit for the Rotard? I have not, no. I have not, no. That's awesome. Oh, she did an amazing job. That is incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive. All right, let's go see how far we can make it with our Enterprise D here. Again, Tritanium, we're at 19 trillion. So we can start doing some of the clicks. Ship parts I'm not worried about, but yeah. Oh, I'm also gonna need ore. I forgot, I need ore. But we can do those. Click, click, click. Now we're back to needing gas. So we'll see how far we can get with this. We'll see how far we can get with our bonus converter tokens. But I'm gonna need both ore and thankfully I've got tons of crystal. For those that remember, it's because of those choice rewards. I always pull the crystal one because it gives epic. It gives 5-star epic, meaning I can feed into this, which is super, super handy. The only problem is you run out of the bonus converter tokens and the regular converter system is just horribly priced. So you really kind of only want to use the bonus one. But at the same time, I'm not complaining because it exists, right? So it does let me get an extra part or so here that, you know, original people could not get. You know, if you're an early adopter of an Enterprise, you didn't have this ability. Sasa says you deserve to be respected by Scopely like a god. Now I'm a religious man, so I don't like the blasphemy, but I respect what you're saying. I remember when I started playing this game 5 years ago, you were my guiding light through the game. You've helped me to get over some tough shit in real life as well. Well, I do hope to do that because the community is everything in this game. I try to remind people, especially when server drama pops up, those are real people behind the screens. You know, it's not just pixel people. These are real humans. So we all matter. I appreciate the kind words, Sasa, and all I can say is I hope to continue to make content that you enjoy and everybody else here enjoys. Keep it going. Is there a negative to PvE grinding till your ships are destroyed? There's no negative, no. The only negative would be if you're grinding in mirror space and you blow up, you lose your loot. And most everywhere else that doesn't happen. Mirror is very specific. Oh, looks like I've run out of token. I'll try it with the crystal to ore, but looks like I've run out of token. Yep, I've run out of token. So no more conversions for Rev. He has run out of token. Let's see how far we can get on the conversions I made. I can get one more part in. So there we are. We're at 2.7. And we're now short again on gas and ore. So again, I'm making it pretty daggum far. I've got 3 parts left to max out the D. That's a pretty dang good day. It's a pretty dang good day. And that also helped me almost get Carol to rank 2. I wonder if I needed to check that earlier, but oh well. Cons, challengers, compensations. There we go. Got that and get my tickets. How do I get your voice to sync up? What do you mean? There should be an issue, or shouldn't be an issue. But what do you mean? You know, if you get half the unlock for the refit in the event store, they're selling the other half for 20 bucks. Yeah, I'm aware, Rich. Do you want to donate to that? There's my links, Rich. No pressure, Rich, but hey, for me to buy a pack, it's $20. Or it's whatever the amount is plus 10% tax. That's what tax is where I live. No pressure, but hey, there you go. And a good reminder from Vosh, if you've not done your choice tokens, do them because there is a timer. Remember, y'all, there's always that person who's like, Rev, I forgot. Well, don't forget, current timer's at 21 hours, and I'm sure we're going to have to bug them to extend it, but current is at 21 hours left. Your voice is not lined up with the video. Well, pray in case reboot the YouTube, and that'll probably immediately resync it. So I'm currently sitting on 260,000 of these tokens, and I've not decided yet what officers to throw them into here. There's a lot of good choices for me. I honestly might go PvP. Get data up a tier. Get data up a tier. because that would help. Making sure I've got that done. What about my Mirror Picard? Where's he at? That's not enough to tier him. Rares are generally the more efficient route to go. I'm probably going PvP. I've also got the Retaliation crew I could upgrade, like French Marshal Q. That's more repairs. That's honestly a good one. So, and then in my Cons Challenger, I've also not made a decision yet. The Godsend is an option. The Projectile Cannon is an option. And then, of course, the refits are an option. I've got 16,000. I got 16,000 Cons Challenger tokens. So, what ops level are you? Well, this account's level 60. This account is level 60. It's a challenger for ops 40 plus. Yes, Benji. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Almost have all factions at Foot Soldier. Should I work on a G5 survey or hold off till I get the Enterprise D started? I would say this. Faction credit should go to faction ships, not faction surveys first. If you do faction surveys, that's fine, but I would do those after your ships. That's just me. So, that's just me. Rachel Garrett's a great one. Rachel Garrett's good. I wouldn't say she's great, but she is good. Keep in mind, though, Gator, where does Rev get most of his augment loot in terms of the common? Most of my common augment loot comes from me OPC hunting players. So, Rachel Garrett doesn't help me that much in that regard, although I do need to pull my Glavin. Now, y'all might go, oh, Rev, how dare you? Okay, cool. Say how dare you as I take your OPC. That's fine. That's completely okay. Say how dare you as I take your OPC. Just don't go OPC around Rev. I will take it. You can be like, Rev, but I thought we're friends. If you're a friend, you would know I'm going to OPC hunt you. I'm going to OPC hunt you. Nemesis says, buy the other half of the refit. Oh, my lantern. Nemesis, did you donate for that? Goober. Did you donate for that, you goober? You take my OPC from my cold dead ship? I will. I will do it. I will absolutely do it. And I'm not trying to be mean to y'all. I think y'all are all amazing folks. But I have said it many times, and people don't believe me. Y'all might not like playing with me on your server. I have so many people like, Rev, you should join my server. Come join server 36. Come join server 702. You probably don't actually want me there because I'm going to OPC hunt you in token space, in augment space, in Borg space. And then you're going to be like, Rev, server row says, and Rev's going to be like, I don't care. You don't actually want me to play with you. You want to get my advice, right? I give good information. You don't want to play with her. They changed the prices, the weekly store packs from 50 to 20. No, some of them are still 20 semen. Or Sanan, I'm sorry. It depends on your spending habits. The more you spend, the higher the price goes. Look at my weekly offers. $10, $10, cause I don't buy them. No, 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 no. The more you buy, the more it goes up. Just like how the treasury works. And if you stop purchasing for a while, you might see them go back down. If you're on my team, you can't OPC hunt me. True. See, you got me there. You got me there. I will acknowledge you got me there. Nemesis, thank you, by the way. Now I got to go calculate this stinking Nemesis. Nemesis, you think about what you just did. Nemesis just donated for me to get the skin. He's literally saying, hey, Scopely kicked you out the program. Give him money. Yeah, you should give him money. That is such a whale thing to do, Nemesis. You're such a level 70. And yes, for those that are curious, Nemesis is level 70. Such a level 70. And thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Now it's just the debate of which one do I get? Because all three of them are pretty. And the only point for me to get them is because they're pretty. And they're all very pretty. So do I get the Dare decks to get the, the pretty Romulan version? Do I get the hijacked D7? Or do I get the hijacked Enterprise D? And I'll be honest, I'm kind of leaning to this one. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is honestly a tough one. But Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. It would make the Rotaran stronger in PvP. That's a good point. And my Rotaran is a PvP beast. Oh man, she has fun. Let me tell you, she enjoys PvP. She giggles. I hear her. She giggles. Yeah. She loves the PvP. She loves it. How much have you spent in the entire game? Do you guess? Me personally? In 7 years, I really would hate to know. It's in the thousands. It's in the thousands. Grilling with Gator says Enterprise D because the Enterprise D is ugly. Yikes, that is a take. That is a strong take there, sir. This iconic ship is ugly. That's a strong take. So, you know you're a Klingon at heart? I think that's the answer. I really do. I think that's the answer. So how much does, let's math this out. Again, this is all thanks to Nemesis being kind and donating to the channel. Never required, always appreciated. If y'all want to support monthly, don't forget our new podcast starts tomorrow night. And that's only going to be available on the website, revduce.com. Appreciate those who support. Never required, always appreciated. Let's do StarTrekFleetCommand.com. And let's look at this pack real quick. I guess I might as well do it while y'all are here. I don't need Nemesis accusing me of not doing it. He would. He's a dirty rascal. I mess with y'all too much. One of these days, somebody's going to get irritated. All right, where is it at? All right, here they are. So, wrong one. Nope, don't do that. So I get 40. So you get half of it. So I need to get 40. Okay. 40. It gives me 40. Ugh. Stronger hot take I've always stood behind. Hey, fair enough. In 18 months, I probably spent over 10,000. Look here, Firefeather. Here's the real thing. And I say this, and I can't be a shill when I say this because I don't have an India. If you've enjoyed your time, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. If you've had fun, that's it. If you've had no fun, if you're frustrated with that, I want to try to help pull you back. But if you've had fun, that's what matters. So don't regret it. If you are able to afford to spend $10,000 on Star Trek Fleet Command, as long as your kids aren't eating ramen because of it, as long as your wife's not leaving you, as long as you're not missing a mortgage payment, this is your fun money. Who cares? It's just money. It's just green cotton if you're American, right? Take care of your family first. If that's what your expenditure says you can do, go for it, right? Have a great time, Firefeather. And check out my website, refugees.com. All right, hold on. So I need to get 40 of these. And so I need to pull this 4 times, right? Right? Because I get 40. Let's see. It's under new. We're looking for the Rotaran. Hijacked Rotaran, $20. Honestly, with as many tokens as I have, can I get this thing for free? Hold on. Hold on. Bro, I got enough to get it for free. Oh, you can only get one though. Yeah, because here's what I'm saying. Firefeather, thank you so much. That is insanely generous, Firefeather. Reminder, the best way to donate, website, just because YouTube takes their cut. Firefeather, thank you so much. That is insanely generous. I greatly appreciate that. You say limited 40, but I just pulled 40, and it's still there. Oh, wait, that's the Heg tile. Wait. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's what it was. But the reason I'm saying is because I've got 11,000 con tokens left. So anyway, let's go make sure I pulled all that right. Sorry. I don't, as you can see, I don't play with the paying stuff very often. I don't mess with it much. All right, let's see. So there it is. All right, I'm coming over here. Hitting the button. $22.19 is how much I've got to spend. I'm putting it into my PayPal informations. Y'all can't see that on the screen, I hope. That would be embarrassing. PayPal, $22.19. And there we go. Rotaran. Rotaran is received. Rotaran has been received. Thank you, Nemesis. Thank you very, very much, Nemesis. And yes, Zoltan, Scopely is aware of the BP shortage. I can confirm. So, I guess y'all want to see it now. I guess you want to see it. Apply. There she is. There is the Rotaran with her hijack D7 skin. We can call this this is no longer the Rotaran, this is the Nemesis. Because Nemesis paid for it. Shout out Nemesis. What I like to do, for those that don't know, is if we get a ship that the community pays for, I name it after that person. The Franklin A, for example, that's the USS Trevor, because a player named Trevor purchased it. So no longer will I have a Rotaran, and if you ever hear me call this the Rotaran, correct me. This is now the Nemesis. I always like to give a big thank you out to those who support the channel. So this is the Nemesis. She's quite pretty. She's now even more ready for PvP. Look at her. I don't think I actually have, because I think I scrapped them. Do I have the other ones laying around? Okay, so I still have the Katinga. I don't think I have a Bortus. I think I scrapped the Bortus. And I'm pretty sure I scrapped the Hegta, or else I could have like all D7s. Do I still have a Hegta? Oh, I got a D4. There we go. Look at my little Klingon fleet. I can remake... Yo, I just realized this. Chat, I can remake the scene. I can remake the scene from Star Trek The Motion Picture. Oh, I mean, come on. Let's see, do I have a Bortus laying around? I do not have a Bortus or a Hegta. So, no more that we can throw it. I have another D4 for some reason. I guess for scrapping purposes. I can now remake the shot from the motion picture. We need to make that happen. So we got the Nemesis, the Katinga, and the D4. No, I mean, I have a Sompek, but the Sompek doesn't have a skin. See, there's the Sompek. It just doesn't have a skin. That was more of what I was saying, is all of them have a D7 skin. Build a Bortus. I don't think I have the blueprints. I'd have to get them. But yeah, Bortus would add to the collection. I think I need to do that. We need to make a Bortus. How far am I away from a Bortus? A long way. So we'll have to do that. We'll add it to the fleet. We got the Nemesis, we got the Katinga, and we have the D4. And if anybody's out there, I mean, we can still rename this one. I mean, hey, I might as well say it. People did it. We still got 2 that can be renamed if anybody's out there. I still got Con Challenger tokens. Didn't you say they don't all look like? Okay, so they don't look perfectly alike. Do we need to get into the lore conversation again? Do we need to? I've got the Nemesis. Thank you, Nemesis. It's very kind of you. Appreciate it. And tomorrow night, PvP Arenas, you're going to see me using the Nemesis. You're going to see Rev using the Nemesis. Could you do another Stella video? My only question for that would be why, because nothing's really changed with Estella to justify it. My old videos are still active. But if you think we need to, then maybe we can. So I still have 11,000 of these. So now it's the debate of what all do I want to pull. I still have 11,000. I could get half of the Godsend. I could get the other half of I get the Enterprise D half and the Daredex half. Or I could just dump it into Wrath of Khan SP. So it's like NASCAR naming rev ships. I mean, honestly, look, if people donate to the channel, shouldn't they get something in this situation? If somebody's being kind, shouldn't they? Yeah, of course they should. Of course they should. So shout out to Nemesis. Klingons built the D series and just kept adding more weapons and power as your headcanon. I can live with that headcanon. Do you have an updated video on all the places to get ISO damage and defense? I did an ISO video, about a month ago? So pretty recently. If nobody names the other ships, get the SP. Well, definitely not required. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, I got to figure out where I want to dump the rest of it. That is tough. That is tough. I will say this. Look, this month has been a rough month in Star Trek Fleet Command. I think we all agree on that point, right? However, the content, pretty solid. Been a lot of rough points, horrible milestones to reach, but like the idea of a lot of these things being free to play and immediately sourced has been good. Now the milestones and the instability and the bugs, trash. But where do you get FC Con shards? 2 places, Bob. Number 1, there is an away team, a priority 1 away team that can pay out the shards. Number 2, once you hit 60 million reputations, if you do a mission series called Cons Challenges, that can pay out FC as well. So there's 2 ways inside this new loop to get Fleet Commander Con free to play. In fact, multiple level 68 players just in my server have gotten them free to play. Like they went out and free to play grinded the rep so that they could get the Fleet Commander free to play. So, would you change one of your kids' names for a sponsorship? Mad Hatter, fun fact. If you did not know, the community helped name my child. My youngest child is Elias James Tiberius, my last name. His middle name was chosen by the community. So, I've already done that to an extent. The milestones have not bothered me personally. I have the time to grind, but the lag and instability have been awful. Fair, Firefeather. Absolutely fair. What's the best way of grinding augment rep? The level 52s and 62 hostiles are like a nice sweet spot of not too strong, but also paying out at a higher amount of rep. I covered that in my augment video this month. But truthfully, if you're a G4 player, you'd be hitting the limit of hostile hits every day, and it would still take you weeks. But it is doable. I'm not saying do it. I'm just letting you know what's doable. Definitely not saying do it. So. TJ says, great arc, 120 million augment rep, unlock FC Con, tier 5, Wrath of Khan, Joaquin. That is dope. Go get the end skin. I mean, I'm debating it. We'll see. I'm debating it. Again, thank you, Nemesis. You didn't have to do that. That's incredibly kind. I appreciate you. Why is my phone not registering my finger? Anyway, let's get it wrapped up. Check the website. Okay. What's on my website? Oh, my Lanta. All right. Well, now we're going to have the USS. What do you want me to call it? My Lanta. All right. You're naming it. You got to tell me what to call it. Do you want it to be your government name, or do you want it to be your in-game name? Nemesis obviously went with in-game name. What do you want? Those that don't know, Tim just helped. He said get the skin. Tim said get the skin. So let the community decide in-game. So you want us to do like a poll for it? We can do that. Max Pylum, Enterprise A, Tribune, both tier 10. It's the time to push the Voyager past tier 7. Absolutely. Yes, Dirk. The USS Timmy. It kind of has a ring to it, not gonna lie. USS Timmy's kind of got a ring to it. Timmy! Imagine getting destroyed by a random ginger screaming on Twitch, Timmy! Timmy! It may happen. But thank you. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and click the buttons. Thank you very, very much. USS Spacey McSpaceship. USS Timmy! Sounds a little bit better than Spacey McSpaceship, but I get where you're coming from. I think we found it. I think we don't even need a poll. I think the community is determined that this is going to be the USS Timmy. Timmy! Timmy. That's what we're going to have. We might even have to make USS Timmy t-shirts. So, all right, there we go. And here we go. I can't believe y'all turned my announcing Rev's been kicked from the content creator stream into give Scopely packs. Like, y'all are some whales, man. Y'all should be ashamed. People are going to comment after this video, after they watch it, how ashamed of me they are that we have now purchased 2 packs in the video where we talk about them kicking me out of the program. Like, y'all know, y'all are weird, but y'all are very kind and generous, and I really appreciate y'all. Thank you. But y'all are freaking weird. We just want to change the ship names. Well, we've got the Nemesis and the USS Timmy. So let's go apply it. Let's go. There we go. There she is. Unlocked. There we go. Also now incentive to build other ones so I can have multiple skins out. Actually, I've actually got multiple versions of this as well. Oh no, I don't have any enterprises left. I scrapped them all. Oh no. Because I have the TOS skin. I think I scrapped all my enterprises. Do I have an enterprise? I do. No, I do. Look. Look. I got it. Look at this. Oh, come on. All right, ISS Jelly. One more. ISS Jelly. Where's she at? I know I've got at least one laying around, don't I? Did I scrap all the ISS Jellies? I got to build more ships. All right, if I had an ISS Jelly, I've got that skin as well. Dag it. I scrapped. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. But look, USS Enterprise and the USS Timmy. We got a fleet. The Timmy D, USS Timmy D. Timmy. Every time you kill someone with that ship, you have to yell Timmy. I might have to. Honestly, that'll probably happen tomorrow night for sure. I don't know how long I'll keep it up, but the Nemesis and the Timmy will be wrecking havoc. They will be wrecking havoc. This is going to be fun. Y'all going to want to attend the live stream tomorrow night for PvP Arenas. Even if you don't play PvP Arenas yourself, come on over to Twitch. Hang out with us. It's going to be fun. We'll have to record sounds for it and everything. Thank y'all to those who support the channel. Greatly appreciated. Remember, it's never required. Thank you for those that do. Love y'all. If y'all do want to get the podcast, that's going to be on the website tomorrow night, revdeuce.com. Enjoy the content. Will be a video out tomorrow as well. If there's anything you want to see videos made on, please let me know. That's in my Discord. That's on the Facebook. That's on the X. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Hope y'all had a great time. I love and appreciate y'all more than I can ever express. Thank you for taking care of my family with me, helping me be the man that I am today, and I'll see y'all on the next video tomorrow. We're out. Timmy!
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.